The official first teaser for Star Trek Picard is here, so let's analyse all the details. Hey everyone, my name is Captain Jack here on Trek Central, and today we're going to be analysing the brand new teaser trailer for Star Trek Picard. Now unfortunately, I can't share the trailer with you here on YouTube right now, as CBS has blocked all the uploads, including Facebook. But if you do want to watch it, I've left a link in the description to our Twitter where you can go and see it. I'll be uploading some stills in this video so you can view that. Unfortunately, I just can't play the trailer right now. So go watch it and then come back here for all the details you might have missed. Alright, let's warp in. We open to a shot of a vineyard, presumably that of Picard's family vineyard. This would make sense as Picard would have inherited the vineyard from his older brother, Robert, who unfortunately died in 2371. We heard about that in Star Trek Generations, very sad moment. We see someone's hands touching a flower. This is implied to be Jean-Luc Picard and would make a lot of sense to be honest. This is where the narration kicks in. Now the narration's by a female voice, could be someone in Starfleet, could be someone close to Jean-Luc, we don't know just yet. We just know it's a voice who's talking to him. So let's see what it says. The narrator provides some detail for the show while this scene plays, saying, 15 years ago today, you led us out of the darkness. Now this is what's interesting about this little narration here, is that it sets a timestamp for the Picard show occurring 15 years after the Romulan Supernova, which is first seen in the 2009 Star Trek film, which would then place this event in the 25th century in the year 2402. This would be our first look into the 25th century prime timeline, with it appearing in alternate timelines in Next Generation's All Good Things, which aired 25 years ago today, and Voyager's Endgame. Now, there's no been confirmation of this 15-year thing whether it means the Romulan Supernova, that is us purely speculating, but it does set a time guideline and stamp inside the Picard show at the minute, so we're going to have to base more off this later. The fact that the narrator says, you led us out of the darkness, could show that the narrator is Romulan, which could pose an interesting part of the story if the main character was a survivor of the Romulan cataclysm. I actually have an interesting theory about this, and whether one of the younger actors, Evan Evagora, who's been cast in the show, might be playing a young Romulan. There was rumour about this a while ago, and it would make a lot of sense. As the line finishes, we get a lens flare from the sun, which could further symbolise that this is a Romulan supernova you're talking about. You gotta think, filmmakers and directors love to hide little bits to connote different scenes inside their shows, so maybe there's something to look into that, or it could just be a lens flare. Depends how deep you want to look into this, I imagine. The next scene shows a fountain, as Picard, who we think is Picard, is washing his hand. The narrator gives us an insight into what role Picard has played, stating, you commanded the greatest rescue armada in history, then the unimaginable. Now this does inform us that, Jean-Luc Picard commanded an armada to presumably save the Romulan people from the encroaching Romulan Supernova. Now this could have been a joint rescue of all Federation systems, which would have seen, been a sight to behold, all these Federation ships coming to rescue the Romulans. Or maybe it occurred after the Romulan Supernova. If we look to other Star Trek media, we know the Romulans kind of denied the fact the star was about to go supernova, and they really cost themselves their own downfall. A lot of the Imperial Senate didn't want to believe the idea behind this, and they didn't want to accept, Ambassador Spock's resolution. So maybe this, armada or rescue armada, confers like after the Romulan Supernova. I'm not sure. Now, either during or after the rescue armada, something drastic happened that changed Picard. We know this from a prior interview with Alex Kurtzman that Picard's life was radically altered by the dissolution of the Romulan Empire. So it's fair to assume the unimaginable event is linked to this, and most likely is the Romulan Supernova we see in Star Trek 2009, and is a part of the Prime timeline. I know many think that the Romulan Supernova and the destruction of Romulus is a part of the Kelvin timeline. No, it is actually a part of the Prime timeline. The event which, the explosion of Romulus and the star, the Romulan system, created the Kelvin timeline. So that's something to note down there. We get a bird's eye view of a vineyard as, AG drones fly past and a skyscraper can be seen in the distance. Picard strolls through his vineyard, and there we see a case of Chateau Picard, a vintage of 2386, a year before the destruction of Romulus, again giving us an idea of when this might be set. We know it's definitely not set in 2386, but wine ages after a good time, so 2386, the year, destruction of Romulus, it's something to note down. Now over these scenes we get the words, what did it cost you? Your faith? Your faith in us? Your faith in yourself? Picard lost or sacrificed something because of the event. What? We don't know just yet. Could it be a close friend? Could it be Romulans? Could it be Spock? We simply do not know. If the narrator is indeed a Romulan, then the unimaginable event could have been caused by the Romulan acting in out of pain about their lost homeworld, and even doing something drastic in response. This could definitely make someone lose faith in the Romulans, as, they're kind of like a shattered empire at the moment. There isn't much left of the Romulans now. If the narrator is Starfleet, this loss of faith could have come from Starfleet not taking more measures to save the Romulans. Or they did something more Legree which went against Picard's moral compass. Remember, he stood up to Starfleet Command and Admirals many times before and isn't afraid to voice his opinions. So maybe Starfleet did something this time which really made him turn his back on the organization. Maybe it was Picard himself. He couldn't save enough and blames himself. It's possible. And finally, we get our first official look at Picard as the Star Trek music swirls. He looks up as the narrator asks, "Tell us, why did you leave Starfleet, Admiral?" Now, we'll obviously learn more throughout the show why Picard left Starfleet and how he reached the grand old rank of Admiral. You know, when I read the books, as with Picard in it, he never wanted to be promoted to Admiral. So the fact they've made him an Admiral or an ex-Admiral in the TV show, it's going to be interesting. And I can't wait to see how this goes. Maybe after the Romulan rescue or whatever it was, they promoted him to Admiral, but I'm not sure. Anyway, that's all I have on the analysis for the trailer today. We've not picked out too many other details just yet, but it's some interesting things to note down. I really do think, the narration 15 years ago today, you led us out of the darkness, does link to the Romulan Supernova, and if so, it'll be pretty interesting. Now, like I said, I mentioned it before, today is actually the 25th anniversary of All Good Things, the season final or the series final for Star Trek The Next Generation. It's ironic and iconic in a way that the teaser for Star Trek Picard was released today on, 25th anniversary. It's quite cool. They ended off The Next Generation 25 years ago, and now they're kicking off a new story 25 years later. It really is quite cool, and I can't wait to see more into Picard's life. Let me know what you thought of a trailer down below in the comments section, and we'll leave it there. In the meantime, I've been Captain Jack here on Trek Central. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.